Are your kitchen and bathroom way overdue for a remodel? Well, I got the guy for you. Call John Sellers at First Response Contracting, 484-256-7136. Both residential and commercial services, and he's licensed and insured. Call him at 484-256-7136. First Response Contracting. Hello, this is Brad Weisman. You're listening to Real Estate and You. We are back, and we had so much fun before we started recording, and we're going to have fun while we're recording, too, because guess who's back in the house? That's right, Pete Heim is here, and we're super excited to get started. Pete is here to talk about and bring up all kinds of information about the market and things that we kind of see in our market, which is really awesome. How you doing, Pete?
Good, Brad.
That's good. That's good.
How are you, Brad?
All right, that's the end of the show. No, I'm just kidding.
Great to see you all.
Yeah, great to see you all. No, and actually we found out Hugo has a question today.
Hugo had a question.
Yeah, he actually tried to ask the damn question before we started, which was really weird.
That is weird.
A little, yeah.
It's like a setup or
jumping the gun a little bit. What do you think? So many words I'd like to say, but I can't. Yeah. Okay, so let's keep moving here.
It's just so good that we don't record the pre-show.
Oh, it is good.
That's all I got to say.
Well, we'd probably be fired, locked up. Let me see.
Oh.
Divorced. Nah, not divorced. We don't say anything as bad against our family and wives.
No.
It's just a lot of other shit.
Right. It's a lot of
it's just funny. We have such a good time, me, you, and Hugo. I almost said Hugo.
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 Hey, Hugo.
But no, it's a good time because we get to really talk about the raw parts of our business and the raw parts of the numbers and who's saying stuff. And you had said to me about we have to be careful who we listen to for the information.
You got that
right?
Yes.
Because you're hearing once again, you're hearing that some people that are not in our industry are giving away information that is not really the truth, or not that the truth. It's just not. It's not. They're not backing it up, and I think they're using sometimes the information they're giving for their own advantage.
Yep.
Right. So you just have to be careful where you're getting the information from. If you have a financial advisor, they do a great job with stocks and bonds and all that financial stuff. I mean, I know, a couple of them. I know Matt Weber, I know John Conover, I know a bunch of these guys, and they typically will come to me for questions about real estate. And I go to them for questions about stocks and things like that. So
as it should be.
The consumer needs to realize that too, and needs to understand that. Just be careful. When it comes to investing in real estate, listen to your realtor.
Yeah.
And also do your own homework, right?
That's it.
I mean, it's not that you just listen to us.
Use it.
What did my dad say always? Trust but verify.
Yeah, that's it.
If you trust and you don't verify, you're just stupid.
That's it.
You got to. I mean, I trust everybody, but I always verify. It's not that I don't trust them. I just got to verify, make sure it's coming from the right source.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
So what do you got there?
Well, we're not going to pick on any industry right now, but I know for sure that I am not a stockbroker.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are professional realtors.
Yes, we are.
Our job is to make sure that we get good information into the hands of our clients and the public.
Absolutely.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
So when you're listening to, I don't know, should I say a stockbroker? I'm going to say a stockbroker. So if you're listening to a stockbroker for real estate
I didn't say
advice,
that, by the way, just so you know.
I'm going to say it because
he's a guest on the show.
And then I'm not saying every one of them.
No, I agree.
But I'm just saying that there's some bad advice going around there about waiting.
Waiting for houses.
To come down, interest rates to come down.
Yeah.
We got to play that Barbara Corcoran thing because that was like solid.
Yeah, basically what Barbara said, and it was very solid. If you get a chance, Hugo, maybe we can put this as like a link or something on Facebook or something like that. But Barbara Corcoran has a thing that's going around really right now that's really cool, and it basically talks about when interest rates, if they would go up to, if you're saying okay, I'm going to wait till the interest rate go down.
Yeah.
If you're waiting for that, all of a sudden, if the rates would go, just think about this now. If the rates went tomorrow down to 4%, do you realize how much home prices would go up in such a short period of time?
Exactly.
You would have a frenzy that you can't even imagine. You think it's bad now with, 10 offers, 20 offers. If the rates went down to 4.5%, you would be going nuts. Absolutely nuts. We'd be down to 50 homes inventory. You know,
and it would hyperinflate the prices.
Absolutely. So, think about that. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Right now that the rates are hovering right around, actually, they've gone up a little bit. They were at 7 point something over the weekend. I looked, and now I think they're down to 6.8, 6.75, whatever it is. So when you look at that, think of that as being a little bit of a bonus right now, because typically in our spring market, we'd have a ton more buyers. out there. Right now, believe it or not, even though it's very competitive and the buyers are hurting, if rates were lower, it'd be worse.
Yep. Which is still below.
Pick your poison, right?
Pick your
That's
poison.
what she says.
She did say that, right. But the interest rate is still lower than the national average over 50 years.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
She was explaining when it got to 19%.
Oh, it did.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
You want that?
70s. Yeah, absolutely.
We're still at 7 or just below 7 right now, which is below the 50-year average. Right?
I think it's kind of, we all think it's going to kind of get to 5 something and hover there for a long period of time.
Yeah.
But
the point is, please lean on guys like us for real estate advice. All right?
Yes.
Lean on your financial person for financial advice and for stocks and stuff.
Yep.
I wouldn't know the first thing about which stock to tell you to pick.
I totally agree.
We rely on guys like the professionals that we're involved with for that.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
actually, John Conover has a really good podcast too. The little plug for John. I forget what it's called. I think it's called Smarter Than Me or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So, John, there you go. Is a little plug for your podcast. So moving on. What else do we have here? What else you got?
Well,
you had some numbers.
I have some numbers, and I did since it's June 1st, I did a year to date.
Oh, good.
Numbers and average price so far this year. Well, in May of 23, the average price was $297.75 in Berks County. That included the city.
Okay.
If you look from January to May, it was $270 something.
Okay.
So in other words, it's going up.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that we talked about with Keeping Current Matters has a whole graph here, which was really interesting, and we kind of thought this might happen. You and I, when we talked about this on the show. Just kind of looking at things, we're seeing that on a national level, not just locally, that everything kind of dipped from like July of last year up until maybe, let's just say, December of this year. So for like a 6 to 7 month period, we were definitely feeling the effects of a slightly depreciating market. Now that doesn't mean it was going crazy down. It's just that it was not going up at the rate it was before.
Right.
So it was going down into the red. What's interesting, what you and I have noticed now, is that if you look at some of these new charts, and it's through CoreLogic, FHA, and Case-Shiller, are now saying that we have pretty much turned around. And the thing it said here, just 5 months ago, prices were declining on a seasonally adjusted month-over-month basis in 92% of all major markets. They were declining.
Yep.
That was 5 months ago. Fast forward to March, and the situation has done a literal 180, with prices now rising in 92% of markets from February.
Yeah.
So there you have it. If you were waiting for things to come down, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think it's a mistake to wait.
Yeah, I think so too.
We've been saying that since we've been doing this podcast.
We have. Well, I think that's always the thing with real estate. Don't wait.
Yeah.
What are you waiting for?
If you need, you go.
You need it, you go. That's exactly right. And jump in at some point.
Yeah.
Because if you don't jump in, you're going to be watching the boat go by and you're going to shoot, I should have gotten on that boat. And I didn't.
And now this poor client of mine who got bad advice from her financial broker, is now needing to find, guess what? Another place to rent.
And tell a little bit about how somebody had given her advice of not buying and told her to wait.
Yeah.
And what was the price of the house?
$370,000 new construction.
And they said, do not do it. Bad investment.
Bad investment.
Shouldn't do it. What's the price
today? You need
today?
to wait. Give it another year or two.
What's the price today?
$4.25.
Yeah. That's the problem. Not the problem. That's what happens.
It's bad advice.
It is bad advice.
It's just... She took advice from the wrong person.
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically all it is.
Yeah. So just be careful.
Please, just be careful.
Just be careful.
Yeah. Days on market, 23.
Oh, it's still pretty much where it is.
Absorption rate, 1 month.
Yeah.
We're pretty steady there.
Yeah, it hasn't really changed.
And it all has to do with inventory.
Yeah.
We have 365 or 369 homes on the market right now.
Which is incredible.
Which is incredibly low.
I
want to use the Brad Weisman pad of paper example. So before we started airing this, Brad said, Pete, it's like
you're gonna have to.
I've got two
you can see him. Okay, now we can see him.
Okay, we've got two Brad Wiseman pads of paper sitting here,
and nobody wants any of them.
No. In reality, that's true.
Yeah, this is true.
I'm just playing around.
Hypothetically,
there's 15 people that want these two pads of paper. What's going to happen? I'll give you $100 right now,
Yeah.
Brad, and I'll take it right now. Oh no, I'm going to give him 110.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going on in the real estate.
And here's
market.
the other thing that happens. Like I said, then people say, okay, fine. But now two people just bought. Let's just say two people just bought those two.
Yeah,
All
right.
Right. Okay. Everybody's like, well, okay, well then there's no more people. Then that lowered the amount of buyers in the place. No, there's two more that come in to replace those.
Right, but there's 13
But there's not
others
two
that
more.
didn't get it.
But there's not two more tablets.
That's right. The tablets are gone.
The tablets are
and
gone.
there's 13 people that lost.
By the way, if you need a tablet, let me know. I have plenty of them. They're sitting in a box collecting dust.
QR code. This is why you should buy or sell with
Yeah,
me.
that's right,
That's
right.
great. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
But no, I mean, that's the point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's inventory. Inventory is so low. And here's the other news flash I got, which is this is all, hey guys, now this is all information that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's out there.
Yeah.
Right? This came from a local newspaper. I'm not going to say which one, but if you know where we're broadcasting from, you can figure it out. They had an article.
Shedding Neagle?
Yeah, something like
It rhymes
that.
something.
Rhymes with
It rhymes with shedding Neagle.
Shedding Neagle.
Yeah. I've heard of that one. It rhymes with that. That's what I've heard.
We're not going to say the name.
No,
okay,
of
but
course
anyway.
not. We didn't.
So, but the thing is, it said in this article that the sky is falling. Affordability is going through the floor now because, you ready? People are using 30% of their income for housing. Do you know what that number is? Housing, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance on your mortgage payment, utilities, maintenance, repairs. I can go on and on. You're using 30% of your income,
Which is actually good.
which is extremely good.
It's actually very low, and it's actually a very well qualified buyer, actually. Because years ago, what people don't realize is that we used to have FHA. We'd actually loan you money based on 52% of your income,
Right.
on all those things,
Including your debts.
including your debt,
Like the credit cards
right?
and the car
so
payment.
if you added up all your monthly obligation,
Yeah.
you were only allowed to spend, or you were allowed to spend 52% of your gross monthly income.
Yeah.
And this is just saying 30%. They're acting like that's a problem.
Oh my gosh.
It's not a problem.
Be careful who you listen
well,
to.
this is the thing. They don't know.
They don't know.
They pull that 30% number out thinking that's high. It's
That's
not
right.
high.
What do they sell?
It's right on.
They sell newspapers.
They sell headlines. We sell real
That's
estate.
it.
That's right.
That's all it is.
That's right. Absolutely. Boy, I'll tell you, we are on a rant. Hugo, wait a minute.
Hugo.
We heard you have a question.
Or a
Yeah.
comment.
What's your question or comment or something?
I was wondering, like, if when a person buys a house
Mm-hmm.
and it's registered or the loan says that it's a single family house, and then you add a living unit to it, when does that become a duplex? Like if you rent the other living space that
Yeah.
you built and you add it to your existing building, does that become a duplex, or is just another?
I'd just say it's a 2-unit. See, there's I think with that, you're saying, so I have a place.
Clarify that.
And I add another a separate living area.
Yeah, a separate living
That you're
area.
renting out.
Yeah.
Okay, that you're renting out. So now it's 2 separate living
Yeah,
areas.
it's 2 unit.
So it's a 2-unit. So the thing about that is terminology. In certain parts of the country, if you say duplex, that's not, we call it semi-detached.
Right.
A lot of people call that a duplex, I
do.
think, right?
Yeah.
Whereas we call, but sometimes
twins.
also, or
They say
twins.
twins.
Sometimes
That's
people
true.
think that duplex means a 2-unit. I don't
No.
think that.
No.
A 2-unit is a 2-unit. So what you're describing right there, and this is just my opinion, his opinion, is that you described a 2-unit. Okay, you described another separate living area that was rented out. So that's a 2-unit on the same deed. On the same deed.
Okay, I got it.
2 separate deeds would be semi-detached, or would you
or
say
twin. Mm-hmm.
Or twin? Yeah. Yep. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
that
good.
makes
Very
sense.
good. Okay.
And
good.
if it's residential, you're allowed up to 4 of those.
Oh, really?
Before it turns commercial. If it goes to 5, it's commercial.
Ah.
And then you have a zoning problem. Well, you actually always check zoning when you do that anyway.
Yeah.
And you can actually buy a 4-unit building via FHA.
You can.
Wow.
And VA
Because it's
too. And VA.
and VA, because it's considered it's not considered commercial yet, like he had said. It's considered residential property. A lot of people, Hugo, actually buy that way because the reality is, if you can find, it's a good topic to bring
This
up.
is a great topic.
Great topic to bring up. If you're having a hard time finding a single unit to purchase, you might want to look up 2 units.
Multi-units,
There's
yeah.
less people in the market probably for a 2-unit and a 3-unit to purchase as a personal residency and then rent out the other 2. Plus, you have no mortgage basically.
Yeah.
If you buy a 2-unit or a 3-unit and you purchase that property, most likely those 2 units that you have besides the one you're living in will end up paying the mortgage.
Pay the mortgage, especially with
You
the
live
way
for free.
The rentals are up.
Yeah, exactly.
I got that stat too.
Oh, you do?
But that's a really good. That's a really good thing.
Yeah,
to do.
I never, I'm just thinking of that now as you said it. I'm thinking, if you can't, even if you're most of the time too, if you're somebody that's like maybe single or somebody that's just a spouse in yourself, if you start having more people in the house, a 2-unit might be a little tight, to purchase.
Sure.
But what a great way to look at something.
That's a great way.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. Good one. Yeah. Good one. We should include him in the show sometime.
I think we should.
Yeah. Oh, did you want your microphone on?
That's a good one.
They just think we're talking to nobody, right?
Keep it off, Brad.
Just keep the microphone off. I'm like, oh, yeah, sorry, Hugo, I forgot to hit record. No problem. Thank you. That's a good one. Really good
that's a good
information
one.
or good question.
But
Go ahead. What do you got?
On the rents, though, they're up month over month. They're 0.5%. And
so that's going back up.
Year over year, it's 0.9, so it's almost
and that's going to follow. That's going to follow house prices.
Yep.
Because I know there for a while, rents were coming down last 6 to 7 months.
Yep.
What does that sound like? Prices of houses.
Yep.
And now what you're going to find is that's going to follow it.
It is.
Because if you can't find a house, you're going to have to rent. You got to live somewhere.
It was what, 18% last year? I think it was
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see that this year.
I don't think so.
I really don't. I think the one thing that is going to put a little bit of a cap or a ceiling on appreciation this year are the interest rates. It is going to do a little bit to it.
A little bit.
Yeah, not much. That's why we said it before. Don't wait till they come down because then it'll go crazy.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
But if you believe that third factor of people's income that they use for housing, if you believe the shredding Schriegel, whatever,
the shredding needle,
the shredding needle,
it's not even a word. Shredding needle,
30% still pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And the banks allow 28 for just the payment. Right, that's just your housing payment.
Exactly.
That number was all things that you need to support your house, which was ridiculous. That means the affordability is still up, guys. It's still
Absolutely.
good.
Absolutely.
Because of that, still a good number.
So they made it sound like it was bad.
Like it was falling down.
It's crazy.
Unreal.
It's unbelievable.
You can look it up.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it's crazy.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Go ahead, look it up.
Exactly.
Units sold.
Yeah.
I thought I went back this is 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So far this year, from January to the end of May, we had 1,489 homes sell.
Okay.
Okay. Last year, same time frame, 1860.
Wow. That's a lot different.
2021, same time frame. You ready?
Yeah.
2008.
Wow.
Okay. 2020, 1599.
Well, that makes sense for
is
that
more in
because of
line.
COVID.
2019. I've been always going back to 19.
What is night? That's a
Because that was
pre-COVID
before
normal
COVID.
year.
Yeah, it's
What is
not
that?
a unicorn year.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? 1,935. And the
Oh,
interest rates
interesting.
were 3%.
Interesting.
Right? 2.5%,
Wow.
3%, right?
Yeah.
They were 3.
That's interesting.
So we were about 500 units behind that. 450
That's a
units.
lot.
450
That's a
units.
lot.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
all inventory driven.
Yep, absolutely.
It is.
Inventory.
Yeah.
Used to be location.
Now it's inventory.
That's right. All right, I think we're good. We good? Hugo, you good?
I'm good. Are you good?
We'll turn your mic on next time, Hugo, okay? All righty, there you have it. That was a good time.
That was a good time.
That was a really
Thanks,
good
man.
time. It was awesome.
Hope somebody learned something.
Yeah, I hope so too. It's
I hope
amazing.
so.
This shows you that we're in sales. We had nothing to talk about. And 18 minutes later, we filled up a show with very important information.
Yeah,
well, we think it's important.
We think.
We'll let somebody else decide that too. All right, there you have it. Thanks so much for watching the show. We are here every Thursday. We changed our time now. It's every Thursday at 7 p.m., not 1 p.m., 7 p.m. We like to keep it in the prime time area. So that way, maybe when you come home, you can watch the show live. Okay? That's about it. Thanks so much. We'll see you next Thursday at 7 p.m. All right, bye. Are your kitchen and bathroom remodels a little overdue? Well, now's your chance to call First Response Contracting. John Sellers will take care of you. 484-256-7136. They do residential and commercial, and they're licensed and insured. Give them a call at 484-256-7136.